You see, one of the things that is quite rampant in the society today is the very aspect of fear. Everybody that you talk to is fearful about something or the other. As a matter of fact, we all have faced fear or will face fear at some point of our lives. Fears within and fears outside. I remember picking up my first job after I finished my course in counseling. I was sent to Allahabad Naini, which is now called as Prayagraj. Prayagraj was a train that used to run from Allahabad to Delhi and bring me back home. I was given a very nice independent house to stay in. I loved it. It had lush green garden outside as well. But I had to furnish it with a bucket and a mug and the other household stuff. So here I was at the gate of the hospital, and I was asking the guard if I may borrow a bicycle to go to the market. Now he dialed someone on the phone, and in a minute came a man on a bicycle clearly affected by leprosy. Now he handed me the cycle and said, take it, go ahead. Now his eyes were absorbed, his fingers were gnarled, his body was but a skeleton. And remember, this is my first encounter with anyone affected by leprosy. I was deeply shocked. I did not know how to react to that situation. And my mind battled with so many things. I said, well, how can I refuse to take the bicycle from him? What will he think? After all, he's a human being. How can I be unkind? And I still remember cycling with tears gushing down my eyes, enough to fill a bucket, battling my fears. I was just confounded by questions like, did I compromise my health? Would I contract leprosy? Would I look like him? And my biggest fear was, who will marry me? And believe me, I didn't sleep a couple of days and nights after that as I battled the fear of being contracted by leprosy. I could not either eat food with my hands. But today, you see, I'm married and found the most beautiful girl on planet Earth. By the way, there are no girls elsewhere. But you must understand, my fears were real, so were my tears. My fears were very real, and so were my tears as well. Don't we all battle with fear? Some fears are real, and some fears are not so real. Some fears are realistic, some fears are unrealistic. Some fears are perceived, some fears are imagined. But remember this, for the person who is battling the fear, all fears are alike. For the person who is battling the fear, all fears are alike. So what are you battling today? Is it the fear of losing your job or getting a salary cut? Some of you are already laid off and salaries are halved. The fear of whether you will be able to send your children to school. Would you be able to look after your aging parents? The fear of would I be able to pay off my rent or my monthly installments to the bank? Now, some of you are afraid if you will be able to write your competitive exams or if you would get good grades, as exams have just not really happened with the boards. How would they mark you? Would you get into a good school? And I'm sure there's a large and looming fear all over us in this particular season. But then, the question is, should we live in this paralyzing fear? Or how long should I be a slave of this fear? What can I and you do about the fear we're facing? Is there a way out of this predicament we are in? In short, how do you and I deal with our fears? Now, I would think a couple of the steps will really help. First one is you might want to write down your fears. Believe me, this is a rather difficult ordeal, but a very relieving exercise. At least you will know what you're afraid of. Give your fears a language. Give them some words. After you put down your fears, probably put them in order. From your greatest fear to your smallest fear. From your fear number 1 to your fear number 10. And second, perhaps resolve to face your fear. Now, this is of course a daring job. Who wants to face the fear? You probably have heard the story of the couple who heard weird sounds in the night from their kitchen as they were about to sleep. Now, upon reaching the kitchen, the man caught the thief, and before he handed him to the police, he told the thief, "Look, do me a favor, please meet my wife." "Oh, why should I meet your wife?" asked the thief. And the husband said, "That's because my wife has been waiting to see you for past 1 year. She's been hearing sounds in the kitchen." Some of you will have to face our fears. It is when you face your fears you realize if your fears were rational fears or they were irrational fears. They were perceived fears or they were actual fears. It is only when you face your fears you will know what your fears are really all about. And third, I would think you must talk about your fears. Now, this is important. Remember, whether your fears are real or unreal, please talk about them. Vent it out. Talking your fears out is very therapeutic. Try it and you will certainly know it. Find a counselor, find somebody to talk to. You see, being vulnerable is not a sign of weakness, it is rather a sign of strength. And especially when you are hounded by fear, you would want to open up and talk to somebody. And of course, last, be connected to a community. You see, the word that we use during the pandemic is that of social distancing. I guess we should rather be physically distancing ourselves and socially be all the more connected. We cannot be socially distancing ourselves. We should physically distance ourselves, but be connected to people, be emotionally connected to people. You see, I'm part of a faith community. I have friends who hear me out. And if you're someone who believes in God, I must say prayer is such a wonderful tool. In fact, in the Bible, there's a beautiful verse, which is a great consolation. It says, do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, present your request to God. There's a beautiful song in the tradition which says, oh, what peace we often forfeit, all because we do not take everything to God in prayer. And perhaps last, check out your options. See what can be done with what you have right now. Remember, this is a season, and seasons don't last long at all. Seasons will come and seasons will go, but please hang in there. May I reiterate it again, suicide is not an option. The option that you have is to face your fears head on. Please remember, we all battle fear. Even a batsman who is facing the first ball has his fears, but then he doesn't quit. He stays and faces the first ball. May I ask, if you would face your fears and you would not quit, your fears will be the things of your past. So write down your fears, face your fears, talk about your fears, and be connected to a community and pray about your fears.